Hi, I'm Colleen O'Shaughnessey. I'm the voice of Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog, and you are watching Pop Culture with Pat.
Guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. So I'm so excited to be joined by today's guests. Today we're going to be talking all things Sonic 3 with Tails herself, Colleen O'Shaughnessey. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Colleen.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. So, yeah, I've been a fan of Sonic since I was a little kid. I remember going to Blockbuster, renting some of the cartoons and stuff on VHS tapes. I got the Blockbuster shirt, rocking that today just for the
Nice.
occasion.
Throwback. I like it. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, that
No.
Blockbuster, and then at the same time, it seems like forever ago. It's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I miss. I
Yeah.
recently this past year where you do the different cons, I was at Rhode Island and they had
Uh-huh.
Blockbuster, they had a pop-up Blockbuster from the last Blockbuster that's in Oregon right now. They came out to Rhode Island and had a little setup, and so it was kind of neat to walk in there and see all the VHS tapes up on the wall and everything. It was a
Yeah.
trip down memory lane.
Yeah, it was just so fun to go and pick out what you wanted to watch and maybe get more than one. Oh, crazy.
Yep,
It's a big
yeah, it
night if you get two.
was a whole experience, but.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, just start things off for you too. Just congratulations on all the success that the Sonic franchise has had. Because these three films now, they've made over $1 billion, which is pretty insane to
No.
think about. So, I mean, how does that feel for you, just being a part of a project like that?
It is truly unbelievable. Seriously, I when I saw that $1 billion no, I was like, what is happening? It's just amazing. And it's the fans. Seriously, there are no fans in the world like Sonic fans, and they they do such a wonderful job with these movies. The producers and writers and directors and everybody just was so well done, and the fans love it. So thank you, everybody. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, they've been loving it so far, and we've already, we got Sonic 4 greenlit, so that'll be coming
Yeah,
down the line soon. And
yeah.
there's plenty of characters and lore that you can explore. So I can only imagine how many films in the franchise that we might possibly get, eventually. But coming into three, Tails, he's definitely a little bit more confident and kind of becoming a bigger part of the team. So, what was it like for you to kind of get to explore that dynamic and the different team dynamics that are changing, in this film?
Yeah, definitely. He's really coming into his own in this movie. It was really fun. I mean, it's always fun, but it's really nice to have Tails have a little bit more, yeah, like you said, confidence, and like be really sure of himself and really be an integral part of the team. It was really, really fun. Really, really cool.
And it's not often that you get to live with a character for as long as you have with this particular character.
Yeah.
You've voiced a number of different characters throughout your career, but to be able to play one for over 10 years now is quite the accomplishment. So what has it been like for you starting off, doing the games and stuff like that, and just kind of getting to see the evolution of him now coming onto the big screen over these years?
Phenomenal. You're right. Like you don't get to hang on to a character for very long often, and especially in voiceover with video games and stuff. Some video games you have one day on that game, and that's it. And so yeah, Sonic is the gift that keeps on giving, and to see him grow and put him up on this epic stage it's really beautiful. I love it. I feel so lucky. I really do, and I'm honored that they still trust me with him. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it must have been, I can only imagine your first time seeing, because obviously you guys, you're in the recording booth. You don't necessarily always, I think, get to see some of the characters beforehand. And then once the film comes out, you finally get to see them up on the big screen. So can you remember your initial reaction just seeing for the first time that we saw him on the big screen? What was your reaction getting to see Tails like that?
Oh, I cried. I I
I don't
did.
blame
I
you.
mean, it's just so moving, and he's just so dear, and oh my gosh, they do such a beautiful job with him. He's so cute. You just want to hug him. So yeah, no, it's just so exciting. And we often don't get to do these big scale projects. So, I live in this little one window room. So to get him to, bring him out into the world is pretty darn satisfying. It's very fun.
And you guys, you already had an amazing cast with these movies. Coming into part three, you
Yeah.
guys ended up adding Keanu Reeves, who does the voice of Shadow in the film. do you remember what your initial reaction was when you found out that he was cast in the film and just getting to see him bring that character to life in Sonic 3?
Yeah, I found out when everybody else did, and I don't know why I couldn't believe he would do it, but I was like, no, they'll never get Keanu Reeves. Come on, and they did, and I was just like, wow, amazing, so cool.
I remember growing up, he was like one of the characters. I used to love drawing the different Sonic characters in my
Yeah,
notebook at school and stuff like that, me and my friends. And Shadow was one of those characters, like, oh, he's just so cool with the black and red and everything.
yeah.
So it was really exciting to see him come to the big screen. Now, I imagine the answer's, I would think probably yes. Would you love to see more interactions with Tails and Shadow going forward in the future?
As long as he doesn't sucker punch him,
Yeah.
he's always poor Tails is always getting like kicked to the wall or kick. Shadow likes to kick Tails around.
That's
Uh,
how do you see like if we do potentially get that, how do you see interactions between those two characters maybe going in the future?
Honestly, I think it probably lends itself to comedy because Shadow is so dark and serious, and Tails is like, "Come on, guys," And so I think that opposite juxtaposition would lend itself to comedy gold. So
I agree. That would be
yeah,
a funny aspect and pairing to see pop up on the
yeah.
screen. So I'm hoping that we get that. And at the end of Sonic 3, spoilers if you guys haven't seen the film, but hopefully you have, everyone has by now, but we see Amy and we see Metal Sonic pop up, which Metal Sonic, another character that I remember watching, I can't remember if it was from the series or if it was from like a specific like movie, but I remember Metal Sonic as a kid watching him. So seeing him pop up on the screen and then Amy getting the reaction that we did. Are there any other characters or aspects from the game that you would love to see make the jump from that to the big screen moving forward?
Oh gosh,
There's so many, I
Silver.
know.
I know there's so many. Silver would be really cool. Um, Big the cat.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to see Big the cat? Um, Charmy B, because I'm Charmy.
Yeah. That
Um, yeah,
that
but
would be
no, I
pretty
think
cool.
Silver would be really fun.
Yeah. Yep. No, I mean, like I said, yeah, there's so many different characters to pick from, and I know there's been talks of I've seen rumors, and I don't know if that'll end up playing out, but possibly like Super Smash Brothers at some point, just having all the different kinds of characters. So that would be really exciting, being a big fan of that like franchise. But yeah, I love your choices there. So you talked a little bit about it. Well, what does it mean to be a part of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise? Being a part of it for 10 years, it's really a multi-generational thing because I mean, like I said myself, I was watching it as a kid. Now you see all these little kids with their parents at the theaters watching it. I'm sure you have people that come up to you as well. So what does that mean to you as an artist just to have an impact like that with one of your characters?
It's overwhelming sometimes. I didn't really realize, the first time that I kind of felt the not the weight of it, but like how big it was and how the fan base where how big the fan base is and how passionate they are. They took us to New York, the Sonic Boomcast. It was like a year after, I can't remember exactly when it was, but there was an anniversary and they were doing this huge Sonic event in New York. And wow, like that, I was like, oh, I had no idea. I really did not grasp what this franchise means to people, and like you said, it's multi-generational and to the people that grew up with it. And then now you've got these kids. And like you said, I go to these conventions and I see them and it's like it runs the gamut. And what's wonderful about these movies is there really is something for everybody. And even the parents can come, even if they didn't watch Sonic as a kid or play the games, they can still enjoy it because it's funny, it's action packed, it's got heart, it's got family, it's got all the things. Um, so to be even the smallest part of that is, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I mean, what better? Like I said, I'm in this little room and you don't realize what your work into this little microphone machine, what it can mean to people and to go out in the world and see it it's really special, really.
I was gonna say, I feel like sometimes, especially more so, I feel even before cons really starting becoming popular. Like you said, you're in a recording booth. Oftentimes, like you don't necessarily get to see a lot of the other people involved until like later, once the film's coming out or the project's coming out. But now
Mhm.
with Comic Cons, I feel like it's maybe a little bit easier to get that reaction because you go to these cons and you have all the different fans coming up to you as well. And you've been doing those for a little while now. Can you speak about your experience of just getting those one-on-one conversations with some of these fans? And I'm sure you've seen probably some amazing fan art, cosplays, and things like that. What have been some like the most impressive things that you've seen at these cons?
Yeah, the fan art and the cosplay. What I love with the cosplay is how they'll like make it their own. Like
Yep.
I'll know, oh, you're Shadow, but it's not, he's not, they're not
Traditional.
wearing like a Shadow suit.
Yeah.
They've like done certain things that are like and alluding to him. They do the same thing with Sonic, sometimes Tails too. And the creativity is insane. The fan art, oh my goodness. But yeah, those one-on-ones where people get really emotional sometimes. And then we got to hug it out. Like, oh, don't cry. It's okay. Like they do. They get, it's so special. It means so much to them. And then I'm there. And like to me, I'm like, I'm my kid's mom, like
Yeah.
I'm just me, but it's a big deal to them sometimes. And so it's really, you know, I feel it's a little bit of pressure sometimes because I was like, wow, I didn't realize what this meant to so many people. But it's so much fun. And to do the voice for the kids is hilarious because some of them just don't get it, and which makes sense. Like that sound shouldn't come out of this face. It doesn't make any sense. And sometimes they back away slowly and grab
What is
their
going
mom's
on?
leg or something. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to scare you. So sometimes I'll like hold one of my prints in front of my face so that it's not so strange.
Yeah.
And then when they laugh and they're like, "Whoa, do it again!"
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean the
Yeah.
I've been going to cons now for over 10 years, and so just getting to meet some of the artists behind some of your favorite projects, it's really nice just to kind of yeah, share that experience, but I could totally understand it from your side as well as having some of these people that this means so much to them. It's like it can be hard to kind of process and accept, I guess, like accept all that in at some points. But I imagine you must be one of the coolest moms where you are the voice of Tails and so many other characters. So your kids must think that's pretty cool too.
They do, and I sometimes they'll use that to get a little street cred. Sometimes I'm like, use it. It's fine, good.
There
Yeah.
there you go. What keeps you, I guess, like what I'm curious, what keeps you coming back to play this character? Because you've been doing it, yeah, for so long now, and so many different variations of the character as well. So what keeps you coming back?
They keep saying yes. They keep calling and saying, please come back. And I keep saying yes, yes, yes. I love it. Look at him. I love him so much.
So
And
cute.
he really is just a small part of me. But I love to work. I love what I do. I am so lucky to have a job that is so much fun and so fulfilling. And I absolutely like any day in front of the microphone is a happy, happy day for me. So yes, please. I mean, I'll do it as long as the cords hold out
Yeah,
and as
there.
long as they'll have me. I'm happy to do it. So,
And what aspect of Tails, I'm curious, do you connect with the most, him as a character?
oh gosh, I think maybe his loyalty. Like, I feel like my friends are like, they're part of my family, and I would do anything for them. And so I think that loyalty, friendship side of him. I
That
wish I was a genius. I would love to say the genius side, but
there you
sadly,
go.
I am not a genius.
Hey, I'm no genius myself. So now, because you have voiced so many different characters throughout your career, if
Yeah.
you could have Tails interact with another character that you have voiced in your past, who would that be, and how do you see that interaction playing out?
Oh gosh. Whew. Maybe Wasp. Because
Wasp?
they can both fly, and she's a superhero, and she likes to, get in there and fight the bad guys, and so I think they would make a really good team.
Yeah, no, I think that would be a great choice. And now I mentioned earlier on in the interview that Sonic 4 it is official. We will be getting that. Now, do you have any kind of wish list of if you could pitch to the writers of any specific things that you would maybe like to see for fun or for Sonic for Tails going forward in the future in this franchise or
Oh, I'm not a writer, so I trust them implicitly, but I would love to see more gadgets. More and more and more inventive gadgets would be super cool.
I would love to see that moving forward. Well, Colleen,
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. It was wonderful getting to talk to you about, playing Tales and just to keep up to date with all your projects moving forward. Where can fans stay up to date with you?
You can find me on Instagram at Colleen O'Shaughnessey. I know it's super long, but once you start typing it in, I probably will pop up. I am on TikTok, but I don't do a ton of videos, but I'm on there, real Colleen O'Shaughnessey. And then I'm still on Twitter. Well, I know, whatever, X.
Excellent.
Which I might be scooting over to Blue Sky, but we'll see. But for now, and it's at VO Colleen. And I announce all my, whether I'm doing appearances or if I have a new project or a new game or anything coming out, that's where you'll find it.
Well, perfect. Well, like I said, I know you're very busy, so I'm sure we'll see some new stuff for you soon. And guys, make sure to give her a follow. Colleen, thank you so much for your time today, and you are welcome back anytime in the future.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Hi, I'm Colleen O'Shaughnessey. I'm the voice of Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog, and you are watching Pop Culture with Pat.